Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk Climate, a weekly webcast series from ecoAmerica, featuring dynamic discussions with local and national leaders. We offer diverse perspectives and bring forth the latest thinking and best practices for building public support and political resolve for equitable climate solutions in the U.S. I'm Reverend Carol Devine, an ordained minister in the Christian Church Disciples of Christ, and the director of the Blessed Tomorrow program at ecoAmerica. I am joining you today from my home in Lexington, Kentucky, on the traditional lands of the Adena, Hopewell, Yuchi, Shawnee, and Cherokee people. I am honored to be joined today by Raj Patel, co-director of the Ants and the Grasshopper film. The Ants and the Grasshopper follows a Malawian farmer, Anita Chitaya, as she navigates race and gender, faith, and international borders to do the seemingly impossible: convince Americans that climate change is real and urgent, and that caring for neighbors includes combating the climate crisis with the neighbors. Please follow us and engage with us online using the hashtag Let's Talk Climate. Welcome, Raj. It is a pleasure to finally meet you, and congratulations on creating such a beautiful and impactful film. I was so blessed to watch it. Yes, thank you. I was so blessed to watch this new documentary earlier this year, actually, and it is such a powerful story. I wasn't expecting it to be so powerful. So where did the idea for this project come from?
Well, first of all, thank you so much for the honor of being here and for the pleasure of this conversation. I'm normally a stuttering academic who studies food systems, and often I was invited to be in other people's films, films that sort of open up with working class or frontline communities struggling in one way, and they continue struggling and they suffer. And then someone like me comes on and says, oh, well, yes, the poor have it tough, but they've got some great ideas. And before I get to say much more, the tone of the film will shift, and then we'll see more farmers markets, and we'll see more tote bags, and we'll see more metal straws. And we're told, look, if only you buy organic from your local farmers market, everything will be fine. So the reason I wanted to make this film was I was tired of all the frontline communities that I normally work with being silenced. And for me to sort of ventriloquize their ideas seemed just not right. So I didn't know anything about filmmaking. I worked with a director who did a very famous documentary called Hoop Dreams. And he and I went to a community that I'd researched in Malawi, and we started filming, and then he had to step back and I stepped into the director's role. And over the next 10 years, we followed this community around, not just watching them address climate change through faith, but then also to bring that faith and that knowledge to the United States. And the vision of the film was initially I was going to narrate it, but I sounded a lot like a woke David Attenborough, sort of encouraging people to, here we are among the Malawians, and if you listen very closely, you can hear them smash patriarchy. So, no one wants that. And in the end, the voice and the cadence of this film is one that's really led by our lead character, Anita Chitaya, and she brings a faith and a sort of voice and a cadence of a prophet into this film in a way that I never could. So, the vision of the film started off as one thing, but it became something really rather different.
Oh, yeah. And it is, I love how it intersects climate and gender issues and poverty and just patriarchy. It's just, thank you so much for the gift of the film. I know that several of our Blessed Tomorrow partners have scheduled screenings of the film for groups who gather together at a church or in a home to watch it together. And I'm wondering, what are your thoughts on why congregations should consider hosting a screening, or even denominations, or consider logging in to one of the already scheduled screenings?
Well, we're all feeling overwhelmed by the climate crisis and about the moment we find ourselves in. And individually, there's very little we can do. Again, we reach for the metal straws and we jump on our bikes and we eat kale. And I do all those things. And I encourage you to do that too. But the only way we're going to transform and really address this problem with the faith and the strength that we require is if we do it together. And gathering, whether virtually or in person around this film, can be a way to organize and to feel, perhaps for the first time, that we can actually do something about this, and that the faith and the organizing necessary to convene that space can also be the rocket fuel we need to actually address the climate crisis and feel like we can actually do it.
Yeah. Oh, that's just beautiful. And I was just thinking about, here at ecoAmerica, one of the things that we say is everyone every day. And the most important thing that we can do every day is talk about it and build the community. So this film really helps do that. The Ants and the Grasshopper is available to church communities to screen for free through March of next year. So folks need to get with it and schedule their screening. And to help with the process and the engagement with this beautiful film, Pieces Loud is providing a Bible study. As a former pastor, this is such a great resource. I have reviewed it, and it makes it so easy for pastors and church leaders to host and then have this already prepared discussion. And why did you all decide to do it in this format, to add the Bible study and that kind of thing?
Well, when you watch the film, you'll notice that the Bible crops up a great deal. Now, this isn't something we intended, but because Anita, again, our lead character, is someone who has such deep faith and also is able, she's a theologian. I mean, she may have difficulty reading, but she is an acrobat when it comes to understanding theology and using it in different ways. At the beginning of the film, she uses Genesis, for instance, to argue for gender equality, and she's successful at it as well, as you see in the film. It only seemed right that kind of understanding of how faith can be used to pull everyone together, but also to pivot and help us see the world with fresh eyes, with an idea that actually we have a sort of faithful duty to Anita, but also to creation, to be able to do something about the climate crisis, just seemed like a very good match. And again, there's only so much you can do just by watching a film and then changing your consumption habits. It's only when we come together that we can make transformation. And the Bible obviously is only comes to life when we are together. And that's why we needed the Bible study, to be able to knit this film into people's everyday practices so that we can feel stronger and lifted by faith, just in the way that Anita wants us to be.
Oh, that's so beautiful. I as you were talking, I was just thinking, there's no community better than the faith community to lead on climate, because we are community, we are family, we are connected to each other, even those that we don't know, and to all of creation. And our holy text definitely tells us that is our responsibility. And as you say, as we gather together, we are empowered and connected and realize that we can make a difference. And that is such a beautiful gift. And Raj, it has just been such a pleasure for me to finally meet you, via Zoom, face to face. And it's such a blessing to be with you. And thank you so very much for spending a little bit of time with us, for your faith and your climate leadership, for your work in the food area. So very important. I wish you many, many blessings in all your endeavors, and particularly with the Ants and Grasshopper, and for any future endeavors that you do. And for the audience, please check out the description below. Tell us what you think. Engage with us online using the hashtag Let's Talk Climate. Be sure to check out the notes that give you opportunities to watch this screening, to register for one of the screenings, and be sure to subscribe and follow Blessed Tomorrow for the latest thoughtful leadership, resources, and episodes on climate action and advocacy. And so from all of us at ecoAmerica and Blessed Tomorrow, thank you for being with us. People of faith are the perfect leaders for climate solutions. We all stand on God's holy ground together, and we do need everyone every day.